Hey guys, this is Colorado Dave here, and this is Knives in Our Lives. I just wanted to touch base with you guys on my top 5. Yes, I am doing it again. Sorry guys, I'm doing it one more time to you. As you guys know, I tweaked my collection down from about 45 knives down to these final 5 knives. They were a little bit different about a week ago, so I made a couple changes in my collection to get to the right 5, to make sure I have the right 5 for my collection. What I'm working on is just trying to have a handful of really good knives that I really enjoy, that I know I'm going to use, and I want to share with you my experience with. And that's kind of the way I'm looking at these knives. And I've changed them up a few times, as you do when you tweak in a collection or you're selling off a collection and you're deciding what you're going to keep. You do make some tweaks. And one of the things I decided to do was I had an opportunity to sell a very nice knife, and I had a very nice offer on it, and so I went ahead and sold it, and it gave me some more funds to get a couple different knives that I really wanted to add to the collection that might have been mistakes taking out of my collection. So let's get into that a little bit. So let's talk about what we're missing here. What knife do I not have here that was part of my last final 5? Well, what we're missing is the small Sebenza 31, which I had an opportunity to sell just recently. And I went ahead and took it because it gave me a chance to basically free up some money, which is what the whole project was to begin with. It was to make money and raise money, which I did. And in the process, felt like I was going to get a couple knives anyway. So I figured if I sacrificed the one small Sebenza, since I like my large Sebenza better, that is my favorite. I love my large Sebenza, just because I think I like larger knives in general. If you can tell it, the rest of the knives here, they're fairly large. None of them are, dinky. And so that might be part of the reason too. But anyway, the large one I love. It's so nice. Guys, it feels so nice since I got it back from the mothership. It's in awesome shape. I got my double lugs put on there, which I'm loving. It's a very special knife. I felt like one was enough. I didn't feel like I had to have both. And the smaller one, even though it was more, street legal in Chicago when I visit and things like that, there was reasons I liked it for all those kind of things. I didn't like carrying a small knife as much as I like carrying a large one. So from that standpoint, I made a decision. You know what? I'll stick with the large. Take the opportunity I have to sell the small, and that'll give me the chance to buy something else that I really, really want. And so that first took me to this knife right here, which is the Benchmade 940. As you guys know, I had an HQ exclusive, Blade HQ exclusive version that was in jade, and then it had the M4 steel on the blade that was black coated. And it was a gorgeous blade. But it was the first time I'd ever held a 940. And so in that spirit of not knowing the 940 that well and just learning about it, through that knife, I fell in love with it. It was kind of a princess, I took care of it, or a queen, safe queen, if you want to say. It was just a princess to me because I was willing to use it. I did put my edge on it. The edge was awesome, actually, and it was very, very sharp and very slicey. But I was afraid of the jade in time. Jade doesn't always wear real well, and I do know that if you oil it up, when you start oiling up the knife, it starts dirtying up the look of the jade underneath because it's see-through, and it doesn't look quite as pretty aesthetically and things like that. So if I made it a true user, it was going to get down and dirty, and probably take on a different appearance, and it wasn't going to look quite as nice. So in that spirit as well, and I knew I could sell it as is, and get my money out of it, which is all I really wanted to do. And so I went ahead and did that, and I decided to get this one because this one with the S90V steel is obviously a very nice steel. It's something I wanted to play with and work with because I hadn't. And then it's got the nice carbon fiber scales as well. So, very, very nice knife, gorgeous knife. But the thing about it is it doesn't show wear. This is a workman's knife, and that's why I like this knife, because that's exactly what I wanted, was a workman's knife. And that's what I feel like this is. But I felt like after having that 940 in my hand, the short time I had it, even though I babied it, it made me realize I'm going to always want to have a 940 in my collection, just understanding how important that 940 Osborne knife is to Benchmade and how important it is to the industry. And the niche that they created over the last 20 years and why there's been such a big celebration this last year over their 20-year anniversary. I'm getting it. I'm starting to understand it very clearly. So anyway, that was my first big purchase that was a little bit of the money that I'd raised through, selling that knife. And it also gave me the opportunity to get this knife, which I just stinking love. I missed my Spidey Chef. I don't know what else to say. It was my second most used knife probably last year, and I sold it off. It was scratched up. I had some scratches on it and stuff, but it was worn, bottom line. But it was in great shape. I mean, it had an awesome blade, really, really slicey blade. And the action on it was dynamite. So I don't know. I don't know why I let go of it. I don't know why I was willing to let go of it. I knew when I got rid of it, I'd get another one. And I ended up getting one right away. If you can see, this thing is just gorgeous as far as it's anodized. And so it's got a custom look to it, which is gorgeous. That's the front side. There's the back side. My hands might be a little bit sweaty, so that's what you're probably picking up there. But hopefully you're getting a good look at that. Just gorgeous, guys. I'm telling you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. Again, I got some sweaty hands right now. So you're probably picking up a little bit of that. But to me, I wanted something that was just a little, I was looking at the Knifejoy knives. I was looking at the blue ones, and I actually ordered a blue one, and I got it delivered out, and in the box, it was something wrong with it. There was a problem with the actual knife. I mean, it was totally stained all over the knife, and it had some major issues. But don't get me wrong, Knifejoy stood behind it. I called them up the next day. I think I got it over the weekend, actually, so I think I called them that Monday morning. And when I called him Monday morning, I talked to a gentleman. He said, "Yep, no worries, just send it in. We'll credit you back. Sorry about that." And he goes, "Can I help you get another knife, this, that, and the other?" I said, "At this point, I'll just take the credit." And then I figured I'd go back online and look and see what they had, et cetera, and decide what I was going to do, which I did, and I ended up going to another company because I was a little bit nervous because of that first experience I had with Knifejoy. I will try them again, though, definitely, just because of the fact they stood behind their product so well. But I will tell you that this one came up as a custom anodized one, and I just fell in love with it right away. I wanted something different. I mean, this is a knife I'm going to use. This knife's going to get dirty. It's going to get scratched up. I'm okay with that. They call this pattern, it's called Mayhem, and it's gorgeous. I think it's gorgeous. I really, really like it. And if you look it up close, there's some great colors going through there. There's some great contrasts on both sides. I love it. I'm so jacked on this knife. I'm so jacked to have a Spidey Chef in my hand again. I mean, literally, I'm having bananas for breakfast, and I'm slicing bananas with my knife, I'm just, I just want to use it. It's just one of those things. But I literally just got it yesterday. And so I'm super stoked to have it. And it's going to fit in my collection great. The reason I got rid of it originally was because of the Kapara. The Kapara plays a good kitchen role too, and it definitely is a great kitchen knife. There's no question about it. I like it as an everyday EDC. I don't like it as much as the Spidey Chef. Spidey Chef is a great EDC. It is such a nice everyday carry. As far as the Kapara goes, it's nice as well, no question about it. But because it's longer, because of its just sheer size, in certain environments, it just doesn't fit in as well, in my opinion. I think the Spidey Chef, and even the name, when you say Spidey Chef to people and stuff, it just takes that certain intimidation factor away from it. I'll be honest with you, when I got this knife yesterday, I'm like, man, I'm never going to use it. I'm going to make this a safe queen. It's not going to get used because it's just so gorgeous. I really, really, really like the anodizing that they did on it. They did a great job. Great job. And the other thing is that about this knife is when you have someone anodize a knife for you and it's brand new, one thing that's nice is you got to realize they got to take that knife totally apart to do the anodizing. So in that process, they're looking at everything. They're taking the pivot apart. They're taking the bearings out. They're doing all the different things that they need to do. The ceramic ball that's in here, all this stuff's getting looked at. It's getting tested. It's getting oiled. What does that mean to you? It means that when they're done with it and they put it back together, it's probably going to be a little bit smoother than one coming right out of the factory. So when you get something that's customized and they've done some extra work to it, have confidence if you're dealing with a good company that you're going to end up with a product that's already like partially broken in, which is nice, which is really nice. Because my first Spidey Chef did have a little bit of lock stick, and I did have to break it in a little bit. And I went through some, just normal trials like you do with certain knives. And the Spidey Chef, there's certain trials you could potentially have with it when you first get one. And on this one is so smooth, guys. It's unbelievable. Much smoother than my old one, to be honest. My old one now is obviously super smooth because I've had it for a long time and I broke it in. But when I had first gotten it, it wasn't near this smooth. This is awesome. I mean, you can do everything with this thing. Sorry, guys, I keep playing with it online because I just got it yesterday and I'm stoked to have it. I really, really, really like it. And I will be using it. We're going to do some videos. I'm going to play around in the kitchen with this one just for fun. Just because I can. So that should be fun. We talked about the Benchmade here a little bit. We have my, of course, this is still the granddaddy. He's still the big boy on the block, and that is the Sebenza 31 large. And this is with the natural canvas micarta inlays, and it's double lugged. And this is in the S35 VN steel, not the S45. I do have my edge on it. It's pretty dirty. I didn't clean it up before this video. I use the knife, guys, so that's why it's dirty. This one does not sit in a drawer. This one gets in my pocket a lot. But this is a beautiful knife. It's very, very, very smooth action. Just so smooth. You know, the other knife that has that same glassy feel a little bit, hydraulic feel a little bit, is this knife. You get a little bit of that feeling in this knife as well, in the Spidey Chef. Even when you open it, you can do that true smooth, soft opening. Sorry, guys, I'm babbling. We talked about the Kapara as well, what its role is. Again, for me, I don't carry it as much because of the length, but I do play around with it in the house, and I do take it into the kitchen and things like that. I don't carry it on the street a lot. I do sometimes, because it actually carries great in the pocket. It's just because it's a longer blade. It's definitely a pretty big blade, and you can't pull it out everywhere. And so that's more my concern. The Para 3, obviously you can pull it out anywhere, and it's just more of a tool. People look at it differently. Some of these other knives, they're pretty. They're like, this is like man jewelry as far as I'm concerned. But it's very different than this knife here. This knife, you pull it out of your pocket, it's a utilitarian tool. And I think that's what it's meant to be. And I think it does a great job of that. This edge, by the way, guys, the edge on this is awesome. I sharpened this on my KME only once. Spyderco sharpened it once. Before I sharpened it, I was a little nervous. I had Spyderco sharpen it once, and I live right down the street from Golden, Colorado. So I went over to Golden, Colorado, and had them sharpen it because I was scared of the Maximate steel. I am no longer scared of the Maximate steel. Decided to sharpen it on my own with the KME system. And so in addition to Spyderco sharpening, I gave it a sharpening. And I changed the angle on it. I did it to about a 17 degree. And in that process, I mirrored it up. And some people said that you should, with the Maximate, that you should then rough the knife back up. So after you get a nice glassy mirror finish, go back with a rougher grade stone. And then it's supposed to be better if you have that little bit rougher, coarser edge to it. I disagree. I don't want that sticky edge. I stuck with the mirror. I've been happy with the mirror. The only thing I've done is strop this thing, and I've only stropped it a couple times. And since I put this edge on, and I've had this edge on for probably about 2 to 3 months. And man, what an awesome edge. It really, 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 really took this nice dirty too, because again, I use it. But you get an idea of the edge, at least. We'll go like this. Hopefully you're seeing this. I'm not really looking at the camera, and I should be. But anyway, I'll try both sides one more time. I guess I'm looking at the camera now a little bit. But anyway, so the edge on this thing's awesome. So I love it. I loosened it up a little bit. I had it a little too tight. I loosened it up a little bit, and it's running really, really smooth. Really smooth. But this is the knife that I just, I can put in my pocket anytime. Anytime. I can throw it in my shorts. I can throw it in anything. It's still a little bit of a heavy knife for a short knife. I think actually the Benchmade's better for that because of the carbon fiber and the lightness of it. It's even better in shorts than this is. But I do, put this in my shorts. There's no question about it because it does get carried. That's it, guys. That's my top 5, but they've changed a little bit, but they haven't. They're still kind of the same. Because as you know, I had a Benchmade there. I just changed what the knife was. The biggest thing that I got rid of was I got rid of my small Sebenza, and I changed it out for the Spidey Chef. So outside of that, it's still very, very similar. I love what I have for my base of knives. I do look forward to the day that I can grow it again and I can, really build on it. It's interesting. I had a gentleman just reach out to me, and I look forward to talking about him once I get things going with him. But he's interested in letting me show some of his knives, and he's offered to send me some knives, and he wants me to review them. And I said, yeah, I'd be happy to review them. Absolutely, no problem at all. So hopefully I'm going to have some other knives to review and stuff, and this thing can really grow a little bit because I enjoy doing this, guys, and I've enjoyed the guys that I've gotten to talk to online, and even when I was selling my knives, some of the friends I've kind of made, through that process. So I just want this community to continue to grow for me because it's something I do enjoy, and I've enjoyed you guys, and I thank you guys for coming on my little venture and listening to my videos and my babbling. But, and then just teaching me some things, I'm not afraid when you guys give me negative comments. I'm not, as long as they're fair and I can learn from them, please tell me what you think. We're all learning here. We're hopefully we're having fun because that's all it's really about for me. And that's it really, but enough babbling for now. I just wanted to share my true top 5 and what I'm truly carrying for my top 5 for now. And I thank you guys for taking the time one more time to look at my top 5. Anyway, signing off for now. Colorado Dave, this is Knives in Our Lives. Please do consider subscribing. And I do have an Instagram account as well. Thank you guys.